keep an eye on him and be down to let me in the building in 10 minutes. He sighed. Thank you. Oh, God, I really am sorry. It was just only for a second. 10 minutes, I told him, and hung up. I sighed myself, heard it go out into the darkness, and ran my hand through my hair. Oh, well, it wasn't as though I was surprised. It's my brother, I said to Lydia, who I could sense watching me with sleepy concern from the other side of the bed. He's having a crisis. Is he all right? He'll be fine. Lydia didn't know the form my brother's crises took, but it wasn't the first time he'd phoned me with one. It wasn't even the first time in the middle of the night. I had no idea who used to help him while he was living in England, but since he'd come to Wellington, I seemed to be on speed dial. He just needs some help with a problem. You know how he is. You've got a trial this morning, she reminded me. I know, I said. I'll make it. Go back to sleep. You can't fix all his problems for him. He's 26. I know. She was right. He did need to learn to deal with these things himself. Uriah Heep, though. I'd never read Dickens myself, but I'd learned to have an instinct for the names, and that one didn't sound promising. My brother works as a lecturer at Prince Albert University of Wellington, which I can, as I promised, drive to from my house in about 10 minutes, provided I stop only to pull on a pair of shoes and shrug on a coat over my pajamas. It's a tricky road in the dark, skirting the central city and winding up into the foothills of Kelburn. I missed a turn and found myself on the wrong side of the Botanic Gardens. Wellington's like that. The city itself is nestled between the harbour and the hills. Too far one way and you hit the ocean, too far the other, and you're facing a wall of impenetrable forest sloping up into the clouds. It's not a good place for my brother, whose relationship with too far has never been a healthy one. The campus is perched halfway up the Kelburn Hills, a tumbling assortment of buildings on either side of the road connected by an overpass. They're old buildings by New Zealand standards, but they probably don't seem that way to Charlie. Until 3 years ago, he'd been at Oxford, where referring to a building as old meant someone was studying in it 1,000 years ago. I'd been there on a family visit once, and had felt the dust-stifled weight that comes from centuries of scholarship and ancient stone. I wasn't certain I liked it. It felt too much as though it had come from the pages of a book. The Prince Albert campus, just over 100 years old, still feels as if it was built by people. Most of its office blocks started life as a settler's house, and even its grandest buildings are infused with the labour of Victorian colonials recreating England in basic scaffolding. When I think of Oxford, I think of the still peace of the summer air. Here, the air is never still and rarely peaceful. That particular night, it was raining lightly, and the streetlights caught the drops in a mist of silver. When I got out of the car, the haze clung to my face and stung like ice. I think Charlie had the door to the English department open before I could even knock. In the light spilling from the corridor behind him, I could see his eyes, huge and appealing, his unruly mess of dark curls and baggy sweatshirt making him look smaller and younger than he was. He's very good at that. It didn't mean I wasn't going to kill him this time. I was, but maybe not when he was completely beside himself with worry. He got away from me, Charlie said immediately. As usual in a crisis, he was talking almost too fast to be understood. I tried to stay with him, but I had to call you, and my cell phone was in my office, so I had to go there. And then once I called you, I tried to find him again, and he... Hey, slow down. My left shoe had a hole in it I hadn't noticed until I ran through the puddles. I could feel my wet socks squelching inside it now. Take a breath. He has to still be in the building, right? He hasn't got a card to swipe out, and the building locks down after dark? That's right, Charlie confirmed. He took a deep breath, obediently, and released it. It didn't help. Unless he breaks a window, or someone left one open. Any sign of that? No, and I've looked in every room, but I can't find him. We'll find him, I assured him. Don't worry, it's only some nasty Victorian with no eyelashes. I'd Googled the character on the way here, which might have contributed to the wrong turn I'd taken. Apparently he was an ugly red-headed clerk who tries to ruin the lives of the main characters in David Copperfield. Also, there was a rock band named after him, which sounded cool. Not like that time you brought Dracula out of his book when you were 8. Vampires have weaknesses, Charlie said darkly. Stoker wrote.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.